You know when you're like browsing the internet at like 3 a.m. and you get to that weird part of the internet where you're just like, how did I get here? Hey everybody, welcome back to part 3 of this real-time drawing tutorial. Man, part 2, everything was like, it's like the universe was against me trying to film that one. First, my camera was giving me a bunch of problems. It kept it would record for like a second or two and then it'd stop. So I ended up having to change the memory card. I actually haven't edited any of that part yet, so I don't know what I'm going to leave in and take out. But then it got way too hot in my room, so I opened the window and my neighbor's dog starts barking. A helicopter goes by, a plane goes by, an ambulance goes by, all at the same time. So it's like super loud, and it's still too hot in here, so I end up having to turn the fan on, and that probably totally messed up my audio. So at this point, I don't even know how much of that episode 2 is salvageable, but we'll see. I'll just go through and edit it and see what we're left with, but hopefully this part, episode 3, will go a lot smoother. I'm still just working on this tree a little bit. I think I'm going to use a piece of Frisket film to do some highlights, but I wanted to add in some darker areas first, so I'm just getting those figured out. Do the trunk a little bit. So yeah, I do want to make these videos like a lot more regular, like I don't know how often I'll be able to make content, but probably, hopefully maybe, every day or two I can upload a new video. And that might seem like a lot, but if I have time to just sit down and draw something, I'll be able to make a video every couple days, and it should work out. We'll see how it goes. But I was mentioning in my last video, it would help if I had more like topics to talk about with you guys while I'm drawing, because usually I'm just listening to music or something, and it's cool to be able to talk while I'm drawing, and even though I'm just talking to my wall pretty much. I'm not talking to anybody, but if you guys give me some topics to talk about, it'll make it a little bit more interesting. So let me know in the comments what you guys want to know about me, what you guys want me to talk about. If you have any questions, I could probably rant for a pretty long time on whatever subject you want to bring up. So, alright, so we've got some good values going on. So now I think I'm going to do the Frisket film. Oh, now my camera battery is deciding to die. Hang on a sec. Alright, so I was about to grab my Frisket film, which is right here. I have like another probably 10 sheets of this stuff. A little bit goes a really long way, but Frisket film is used a lot by airbrush artists because you can cut a piece off and you can use it to cover up an area that you don't want to get any paint on. It's like a sticky paper. It's really hard to peel off though, so I usually end up having to cut a little edge and tear it. Here, I'll try and focus in on this. Come on, focus. There we go. Oh, there's my neighbor's dog barking again. Alright, so cut an edge and tear it so that it's easier to grab. There we go. So now we've got that. Focus back in on the tree. There we go. And now I need a mechanical pencil. I've got one around here somewhere. Yeah. Alright, so we're going to use this to do some of the highlights. Alright, that's working pretty good. So, I don't remember where or who told me about this trick. I've known about it for a long time. Man, where did I see this? It must have been online somewhere. Somebody mentioned frisket film, and I had heard of liquid frisket. That's this stuff. Biscuit. Yeah. Liquid frisket. I've got some of this, which is a little liquid version of this. I would use it for watercolor painting, and basically you like paint it on and let it dry, and then it's just like a rubber coating, so you can paint over it, and then after you're done painting you can remove it just by like kind of scraping it off, and it comes right off, and everything underneath is still completely white or whatever color you had. Actually, I was working on a painting of an owl, for example. There's this owl. I got it all outlined, and I made the background green, and I want a few of the spots in the background to be green still. So this is the stuff. This is the liquid frisket, and I put it on there, so it's got like this rubber feel to it. So now I can paint over all this and change the colors, and then in the end I'll peel this away and it'll still be green like this. So I put down the green first and then the liquid frisket. Or what I could have done was like left it white and put down the liquid frisket and then did the green. So when I remove it, it'd be white underneath. But it's pretty cool stuff. So I've always known about liquid frisket, and somebody mentioned this frisket film, the paper, and I think it was online. I heard that it's good for adding highlights like this. I'll zoom in a little bit, give you guys a better idea of what I'm doing here. So I'll bring my reference image down here too. So pretty much anywhere you want to highlight, you just draw a little bit on there, peel it off, and it picks the charcoal up with it. Just like that. It's very easy. Works good. Okay. Let's see. We will do a little bit more over here. And a little bit more up in here. Few spots. That's not too bad. Get like a few twigs and stuff. So you can see it lasts a pretty long time though. Eventually it starts to get a little bit worn down after a while, but it's not too bad. You could get a lot out of one piece. So I heard about this stuff years ago, so it's been kind of just sitting in my closet for years, and I just cut a little piece off every once in a while whenever I need it, and it just goes a long way. So I think you can buy 12 sheets for, I think they're about $1 a sheet, like $12. But it's good stuff. Okay, gonna take a break on that. Zoom back out there. And we're gonna blend some stuff together here. Work on the trunk a little bit. So the trunk, the older the olive tree, the more like gnarled up and rough the trunk looks. It's got all these crazy little intricate, like wrapped up, I don't know, like roots that go through it. It's really, really cool looking. Hopefully it won't be too difficult to draw. So I guess in these first videos, I could talk about myself a little bit, because you guys don't know a whole lot about me other than the fact that I like to draw and I like art and all that fun stuff that's pretty much goes without saying. But if there's anything specific that you guys want to know about me, let me know in the comments. But my name is Andrew Sanders. I chose the name Pinsetter years ago. Well, obviously when I first started open my account. And you know, I have considered changing my YouTube name many times. I'm like, because now with the whole Google Plus thing, you can change your name, and Pinsetter doesn't really make sense to people. They're like, don't know what it means, and it's got a really weird story behind the reason I named my account Pinsetter. But I decided to keep it. I did add the word art by Pinsetter 1991, so that's my YouTube name now, and I think I'll just leave it because it's been my name forever, and I think people are used to it, so I'm just gonna keep it the way it is. But it's funny, when I was first getting started on YouTube, I didn't actually used to make drawing videos. I used to make you guys are gonna think I'm weird. I used to pick locks. For some reason it was just interesting to me. I was just, you know, when you're like browsing the internet at like 3 a.m. and you get to that weird part of the internet where you're just like, how did I get here? Like, I started off watching like cat videos, funny cat videos, and now I'm watching some guy show me how to pick a lock. And that's pretty much what happened to me. I'm like, this is kind of interesting. So, yeah, I came across some random video. It's like how to make lock picks. I'm like, ooh, interesting. Let's figure that out. So I watched the video, and there's some guy showing you how to make a lock pick out of like one of those bobby pins. And so oh, there goes my camera. Hang on a sec. Okay, hopefully it's going to keep recording, because lately it's been acting up. I think we're good. Alright, so as I was saying, came across the video, guys showing you how to make lock picks. So I start making lock picks, and I went in my garage, found some locks that we had out there, just like padlocks, like master lock or whatever, and I started picking them, and it took me like an hour, but I finally picked a lock, and I was like, oh yeah, I got it. I was so happy. And it's like what a weird thing to do, but I was getting pretty good at it after a while, and there was a community of lock pickers on YouTube, and they would upload videos and be like, yeah, so this YouTube user sent me this lock today, and it's got like all these security pins in it, and they're extra hard to pick, so I'm gonna try and pick it. And then they'd sit there and pick the lock on video, and they'd be like, all right, I picked it, so now I'm gonna send this one to so and so and see if he can pick it. And it was this interesting community thing that was going on, and I started getting into that. I was like, all right, cool. And basically, when you pick a lock, locks have anywhere from like 4 to 6 pins inside, and you have to set the pin to the right height inside to get the tumbler to spin. To get it to open, you're basically setting pins. So I made my YouTube name Pinsetter, and I started making lock picking videos. That was what I started with. My first videos had nothing to do with drawing or art. It was all lock picking. So kind of weird, but you guys learned something new today. And I probably had like 20 to I don't even know how many, 20 to 30 videos of me picking locks. And I was getting involved in this whole lock-picking community that was on YouTube, and we would send each other locks and pick them and all this stuff. So you might be able to find random videos of lock pickers that mention my name, like, hey, I got this lock from Pinsetter and blah blah, I'm gonna try and pick it. So that's how it started. That's how where my name came from. And eventually I found some video online of a speed drawing, and one of the very first speed drawing videos I found, one of the ones that I really liked, I don't know if it was what got me into making speed drawings, but there's a YouTube user, I'm still subscribed to him, and he still uploads. His name is Frankie Smile Show. And I saw this video that he made it was a digital drawing. It was all in like Photoshop. Actually, he does like pixel art, so I don't think he uses Photoshop. But this one might have been in Photoshop. And it was this awesome drawing. It was like a snail, but it had a skull for the shell. And he just had tons of detail in it, and he sped it all up, made it go super fast, and I thought it was so awesome. I was like, oh man, I got to start doing that, or making some of these speed drawing videos. But like I said, I'm not sure if that was the first one that I saw, but after seeing videos like that, I knew that's what I wanted to start getting into, because I loved art. I wasn't the greatest at it, but at that point, I just wanted to start making those videos. So I uploaded the first one, which was the speed drawing of a beach, and I started actually getting comments on it, and I was like, oh wow, cool. And then those lockpicker guys were like, what the heck is this, man? It's cool, but where are your lockpicking your lockpicking videos? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna take a break for a little bit. I'll keep making lockpicking videos, but I want to do some artwork too, and so I slowed down on making lockpicking videos, and I started making all these drawing videos. And then somebody commented, said, hey, could you teach me how to do this? I'm like, oh yeah, okay, cool. So there's more videos I can make. I'll do tutorials and show people how to draw. So I started doing that, and I just moved away from the whole lockpicking thing. And eventually I just took down all the lockpicking videos, because at some point, I was getting more and more subscribers, and they would be going through my channel and checking out my stuff, hey, great videos, and then they run into the lockpicking stuff, and they're like, what the heck is this? You pick locks? What is this? And it didn't really match the art, the whole art genre that my channel was turning into. So I'm like, yeah, you're right. I'm not uploading any more of those, because it was kind of like a little phase. I still have my pick set to pick locks. I'm probably super rusty. I don't know if I could pick anything anymore. But I'm just not making those videos anymore. So I just took them down and left the name Pinsetter, because it was already becoming, it was already my name. It was my YouTube channel name, and people already knew me by it. So that's where the name came from. Kind of weird. And I never changed it. I left it the same. It's kind of unique. It's got a weird story behind it, but I'll probably always keep it. I did add the whole art by Pinsetter in front of the title to that way it makes a little bit more sense, but I like it. And I'm liking this tree. It's starting to turn out. I'm going to take a step back and get a better look at it. Oops. Yes, that's looking good. I am quite happy. So, add a few more details, and then I need to start on the grass. And once I'm done with the grass, I am done with the drawing. So, let's see, we'll get back into what pencil should I use. I think I'll use this HB Hard. I used my my scalpel, this new scalpel, to sharpen my pencils. This thing's dangerous, man. It's kind of scary. I cut through a piece of paper with it when I first pulled it out of the box, and man, it sliced through it like nothing. So I used it to shave the wood down. I don't actually cut into the charcoal with it, but I shave the wood down, and then I use this sandpaper block. There's a bunch of little layers in there, but that's sandpaper, and I just sharpen it like that. Works good. So that's how I get the point like that. I also have the regular old sharpeners like that, but man, those things have a tendency to break these. And it's funny because the Generals, this is a Generals brand one, yeah. So this was made by Generals. It came with these pencils, but those things are like the worst to sharpen these things with. I don't even know why they throw them in there. They should just throw a little instruction pamphlet, like how to sharpen, and just show with an X-Acto knife or a razor blade, because it's too easy to break them in those things, especially the soft ones. These hard ones aren't too bad to sharpen in those, but trying to sharpen a soft one in there, it's just a pain. So using like an X-Acto knife and the sandpaper, that's the way to go, definitely. I don't know what brand this is. It seems like this came with the Generals as well. So they're doing something right. They give you the sandpaper, but they don't give you the X-Acto knife or any instructions on it. So I kind of had to just figure that out. I think I saw a YouTube video, or one of my art teachers taught me how to do that. I was like, aha, so that's what the sandpaper's for. Got it. But okay. Yeah, we're getting pretty close to finishing this tree. I don't know, I'll probably add in more detail off camera, because one of the things that happens is I'm nearsighted. So I like to get close and really just like this, just like be looking really close in there, get a really good view of every detail. I kind of like put myself in the picture. I'm like, all right, if I'm standing right here, there's going to be leaves here, there's going to be a shadow there, there's going to be a line there. I like that shadow. I like to get really close in there. And here, I'll focus. I like to get right in there and add in lots of little details. And that is why you see this in a lot of my videos. You'll see the top of my head pop in and block it. It's because I'm trying to get in there close and just look at everything, add every little fiber that's on there. And it really helps me, because I'm nearsighted, to get in there close. So a lot of times I wear my glasses and I can move back a little bit, but it's just one of those things. And my mom's the opposite. She's like farsighted, so it's funny when I try to like show her something, like, hey mom, check out this funny video, and I'll put my phone up to her, and she's like, get that thing away, it's too close, and she has to hold it like 3 feet away. So she's got her arm like stretched all the way out to read this thing or watch this video or whatever. And it's funny. For some reason, I am the opposite. I have to be close. If I want to see something clearly, I got to get close to it. And that makes sense to me. It's like, of course you got to get close to it. But for a lot of people, it's the opposite, nearsighted, farsighted. I also have astigmatism, which is fantastic. So that's basically the shape of my eye is more of an oval instead of a sphere, is how they explained it to me. I don't know if that's exactly right, but that also jacks up my vision a little bit. I think I got that from my dad. He's got astigmatism. So, fun. Maybe someday I'll get LASIK, laser eye surgery. It's scary though. I've seen videos of it. I don't know about that. People upload it online, because there's different ways of doing it. Oh, there goes the camera. Hang on a sec. There we go. Action. Get the sound. Okay. Anyways, I looked it up on YouTube. It's pretty much how it goes. LASIK eye surgery. I don't think I would suggest looking this up. You know how there's things on the internet that you wish you could unsee? The LASIK eye surgery is okay. It's not that bad, but it's cutting it kind of close. Like seeing people cut into somebody's eye, because basically you have like this like skin over your eye, that transparent layer over your eye. It just protects everything, your iris and all that. Yeah, well, they have to cut that in order to zap it with a laser, and it is not pretty. Man, they just they get these hook things that hold your eyelids open, and it looks like a horror movie. They have to put eye drops in you so your eyes don't dry out, and then they just start they put this weird little thing on there that just cuts through that first layer, and then they just flop it over like a little door and start zapping it with a laser, reshaping the cornea or whatever. It just, it doesn't look like a fun process. If any of you guys have ever gotten LASIK, let me know in the comments and let me know your experience, or if you know anybody who's gotten LASIK, and let me know if they would suggest it. Because the people I've talked to that have gotten it, they tell me to do it. So maybe I'm thinking I will do it eventually. But after seeing that video, man, it makes me think twice. And I was at a fair, just walking around at the fair, and there were all the vendors and stuff. And one of the vendors was a LASIK eye surgery center. They were out there, like they had their little booth, and they were handing out information and all that. And I was like, okay, so I'm interested in this. I've been thinking about doing it. Kind of scared. I explained everything. And the girl at the booth told me that I should wait. Because when I talked to her, that was a couple years ago, so I was probably like 22 years old. And she said it's best to wait until you're a little bit older, because I think she said something along the lines of like your eyes will, I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Your eyes are changing, but apparently I think it slows down as you get older, something like that. We'll focus. So she said I should wait till I'm like 25 or something, which I am now. So maybe I'll look back into it and see what they say. So I might still do it, as long as it's safe. I think I mentioned in another video. Well, I mentioned in part 2 of this drawing that my dad is a physician assistant. So part of his hospital that he works at, they got their whole optometry part of the building. And one of the doctors in there that actually performs LASIK surgery wears glasses. And people are like, so why do you do LASIK surgery and you wear glasses? Why don't you get it done on yourself? And he said he didn't want to take the risk. Yeah. So I've heard of that, doctors, LASIK doctors themselves don't trust this. It's like, man, that's got to be saying something. Maybe he had other reasons. I don't know. I just heard that through the grapevine. I don't know all the details of that story, but this guy didn't want to do it. He didn't want to risk his eyes and ruin his profession. I think that's what I heard. So, but it can't be that bad, right? I wonder what the risks are. I think. I don't know. But yeah, so that's why in some of my videos you see my hair pop in down at the bottom. Probably in pretty much all of my videos, my hair pops in at some point when I'm trying to get some fine little detail done. Oh, My phone's making noise. What's going on? Getting Snapchats. I've also got a security camera at my front door, and it sends me notifications whenever it sees any kind of movement, but I get notifications like all the time because if like a moth flies by it, or I don't know, if a cloud goes by outside and covers the sun and makes it all dark all of a sudden, it'll send me notifications. That's like 99% of the notifications I get from that camera. So lately I've just been ignoring them. Eventually I'm going to ignore it and it's actually like some guy trying to break into my house. That would suck. I'm just doing grass, which is a long and tedious process. Lots of little lines. This is about as interesting as watching paint dry. Nah, it's not that bad. These are the times where I usually have music or something going on, or I'm just like lost in my thoughts. But when I'm filming and trying to like narrate, it's like I can't just go off into Wonderland thinking about whatever. I've got to make it interesting for you guys. So I sit here talking to myself. If somebody were like standing outside listening to me through my window or something, they'd probably think I was a psychopath. Like, look at that guy. He's not even on the phone. He's just talking to himself. Should we call the cops? Yes, I do like how this is turning out though. It's very cool. How long have I been recording? 40 minutes. That's a pretty long video. Alright, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and end this video now because all I have left to do is the grass pretty much. So once I'm about done with it, I'll probably turn the camera back on and just record the very end once I finish up the grass and just show you guys how it turned out. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video for now. So thanks for watching, and comment below what you want to hear from me, anything you want me to talk about, any questions you have. I would be happy to talk about. And thanks for watching, you guys. Adios.